Okay, check it out. New refrigerator. I thought it was coming yesterday, but apparently someone got some wires crossed and it didn't show up until today. At least it's not like 6 o'clock in the afternoon when UPS usually gets here. It was delivered by FedEx, so I got it real early. So, finally, get to put some refrigerator stuff back in the appropriate place, which it's about daggone time. Like I said, 4.7 cubic foot refrigerator. I'm not really for sure how much energy it's going to take up. I did notice that there was a little bit of damage to the box here and on the other side, so I am going to pull this thing out of the box and I'm going to check it for internal damage. If this thing is in any way, shape, or form effed up, it's going back. I've also got someone stopping by today to potentially buy a desk. One of my desks, I've got 2 standing desks, and obviously they're not going in there, so there's a really good chance that I might have at least one of those sold today. I'm going to try and convince her to take both because, you know, why not? So she should be here in just a little bit, so I'm going to finish uploading the video that I've been working on this morning, go grab something to eat, and then I am going to wait for her to arrive. Hopefully, she's not going to be late. I like punctual people. I like people that are on time. Don't be late. Don't necessarily be early, even though that's cool. Just be punctual. Well, I don't know if you all can see this or not, but got a nice big dent. Ain't that sweet? Everyone complains about this. I don't understand. Can these delivery people not dent up the equipment? It does have a small dent up here as well, but most of it is like toward the back. So I already called them and I was like, I am furious. I would like to return my merchandise. But then again, it's like, I ain't got time to be messing around. And I really like it. It's a nice size. It's got a nice freezer compartment. Perfect. I mean, it's pretty deep too. Like to my elbow. It's got a shelf and a bottom, and then it's got the small tray in the door. This one's got 1, 2, 3 trays, a crisper down here, and 2 shelves that are movable. They're glass shelves, so easy to clean. I don't want to send it back. I like it. I really do. I like it. And it's going to fit perfect. Maybe I just suck it up. I got the 3-year warranty on it, so maybe I just keep it, see how it goes. Okay, so I've got the fridge in here, and I am testing it to see like what kind of amperage draw it has, what kind of wattage it's going to be using. And right now, it's not really telling me much. Like, this is with the inverter on, and it's basically saying nothing. Because this is standard, like what the inverter draws. It's about 3/4 of an amp and uses about 8 to 9 watts. So, as of right now, it's not using anything. But when I open the fridge up, the light's on and everything. And the freezer's really cold. So, I don't know. I guess I'll just give it overnight and kind of see how she does, and maybe it'll be good to go, maybe it won't. But it's definitely going to fit in this area perfectly. I'll have like an 8-inch gap. I'm either going to leave the gap up top or at the bottom. I'm thinking more at the bottom. I think I'm going to like build like a little riser or something, and then set the refrigerator up on the riser, and then I'll have that space down there, maybe like, I don't know, maybe kick my shoes off, make it as like a shoe garage, or hell, I could even like mount some spare batteries underneath there. But as of right now, it's not using any electricity, at least as far as I can tell. I guess that's good, but it does have a pretty high startup amp. There it goes. I think I just heard it kick. Yep, there it goes. That was convenient. Look at that. It's using 51.4 amps right now. That is a lot. 500 and I'm going to say roughly 580 watts, because the inverter uses about 9 watts. It's kind of starting to drop down. Yeah, I'm sure that it'll probably normalize just a little bit as it goes, but this is not supposed to be using that much, but it is just now kind of cooling down. Alright, now the compressor just kicked off again. I'm assuming this is probably going to do that quite a bit until it finally gets cooled down. So I will keep an eye on it and just see how it does. I'm honestly, I don't want to run the battery down too much in here because I don't have my solar hooked up just yet. I had to order some new cables so that I could run down from the roof down into this area. So I might just go ahead and plug it back into the AC outlet over there and see how it does after it gets cold. I'm sure that when that compressor kicks on, it does kind of make a loud click sound. This is the, by the way, this is the Danby. It's the 4.7 cubic foot fridge top refrigerator. But it's a good looking unit overall. It's kind of got that like dark stainless steel look to it. So I will just kind of keep an eye on it and see how she does. I like it, even with all of its dents. I mean, I realize how fun it is to, you know, kick shit down the steps and sling, you know, household appliances around. But, you know, I would have liked to it not to have had a bunch of dents and stuff when it got here. But honestly, I just don't have time to ship this thing back and then go to some other store somewhere else to try and find something that was even kind of sort of comparable to this and do all that stuff all over again. So I got a 3-year protection plan on it. You know what? It's busted up, but as long as it works, you know, the dent that is down here at the bottom left, it'll be hidden for the most part, right? I mean, we're not going to tell nobody, right? So as long as it works, fine. But if anything ever goes wrong with it, you know, I got 3 years worth of protection on it. Boom. Just call them up. No deductible. No shipping either there or back. And I'll just give me a whole new unit. Kiss my ass, FedEx. We are just about at the 4-hour mark. And the refrigerator is running off nothing except for the Energy Kodiak. So we have only lost 1 dot of our power. Out of 10 dots, we've only lost 1. And that's the very first one. Like I've said many times before, this is a lithium battery in here. I seriously think that with this refrigerator, I mean, it seems like it's pretty efficient so far. Right now, it's drawing absolutely nothing. You know, that amount of power that's being drawn out of there right now is just from the internal inverter, right? So it's currently not using, it's absolutely using nothing. And like I said, we've been doing it for about 4 hours now, and we're only at about 11.82 volts. It seems like it's going down roughly about 0.1 volts per hour, roughly. So it was, I think we started, if I remember correctly, at about 12.2, maybe 12.3 total voltage. So overall, it looks like it's going to go all the way through the night. No problem. And then when my new solar wires get here, I will be plugging those up to a weakened battery here in the Energy Kodiak, and I'll see just how much actual energy restoration we can get. I'm also getting my other batteries in too, so I'll be connecting those to the main terminals, and this will actually all be moved with the other batteries to the garage area under the bed. So my plan is to actually run a nice extension cord from the refrigerator over to, well, I probably don't have to, but I probably will, over to the Energy Kodiak in the garage area, so that way, as I'm driving down the road, as I'm, you know, going from point to point, I can keep the refrigerator plugged up to the Energy Kodiak. I honestly don't think that most of the time I'm going to have to do that unless I'm going to be going, you know, kind of on a long distance trip. But most of my trips, I'm going to just be kind of skipping from, you know, place to place, find a nice little spot, chill out. So maybe 3 to 4, maybe 5 hours in between destinations. I don't want to, like, skip a whole lot, but all I know is I want out of this cold. I mean, I'm wearing, like, winter stuff. Like, it's supposed to get down to, like, roughly 35 tonight. There's a frost advisory for my area. So I'm not down. I am not interested in the cold weather this year. Getting the hell out of here is of utmost importance. But overall, I think that this setup is going to be a pretty good one. I am not displeased as of yet with this refrigerator. It cooled very quickly. It got started very fast. And it has maintained its overall coolness pretty efficiently. Like, the compressor has only kicked on maybe 2 times, maybe 3 times at most. I did put several bottles of water in there. You know, the water should help hold in some of the cold for a bit longer. So, you know, it's mass. Water is mass. And the more mass that you have in there, the longer it will stay cold when you're not plugged up. So, that's the plan. I'm done for the day. Thank God it's over. And I can't wait to finally finish my solar setup tomorrow. Batteries are getting hooked up and installed. I'm going to be running the new solar wires, the PV cabling from the roof down here. I'm going to be putting the split loom on all the wires up on the roof to help protect from abrasion. I'm going to be really close to being finito after that. Everything else is just going to be kind of incidental, and I could probably do most of that stuff from absolutely anywhere. Been a busy day. I'm super duper tired. I'm out. Peace.